Nitrous oxide. Also nitrous or nitronox. This is a blended gas. It is a with oxygen or air. They are used for procedural sedation and in anesthesia. You may be familiar with it in the dentist's office. This is also used in, I've seen it in larger city ERs, especially with children. Again, it's a sedative. Anesthetic. Gas. It is obviously inhaled. Mechanism of action. It is a CNS depressant. It is inhaled. The nitrous oxide has a sedative effect or a depressant effect on the central nervous system. It's generally given for as a self-administered. Self-administered medication. That being said, it is, you're probably thinking, how are they giving themselves a gas? Don't you have to strap the mask on their face or the nasal cannula on or whatever? No. This is given by mask. It is usually a specific type of mask, a not a non-rebreather, but like a simple face mask, something similar like that does not have a head strap. So when you put the mask and you give it to them, they hold the mask up to their mouth themselves and they breathe until they're either pain relieved, or if they do happen to pass out or get quote unquote too much, their hand falls away, the mask falls away, and the self-administration stops. I'm not sure exactly what the ratio is that comes in the bottles for pre-hospital. However, I know in the emergency room where I worked, and they had nitrous for procedural sedation or stitches or stuff like that for kids. And the blending machine was set specifically that you could only give a maximum of, I believe it was 70%. If you tried to go over 70% concentration, it would not allow it. It would not go. And if you tried to increase the nitrous oxide too quickly, it automatically adjusted the blended oxygen or air accordingly, so that blend was never higher than 70%. Okay, so what are we going to give this for? This is self-administered. It is for its indications are pain and sedation. So it has an analgesic effect and a sedative effect. So it's pretty simple, pretty cut and dried. What are our contraindications? Contraindications include COPD. They're already compromised respiratorily, right? You don't want to make that any worse. Pneumothorax. Again, we don't want to give it for that. Or bowel obstruction. These are your contraindications for nitrous oxide. CNS depressant, I would imagine that the reason for bowel obstruction is it slows down the bowels already, such as like narcotics do. Narcotics, if a patient is chronically on narcotics, they are usually on a stool softener as well, due to the lack of motility in the intestines. I believe this is the same reasoning, that this slows down. Since it's a CNS depressant, it will slow down your bowels as well, causing worsening of a bowel obstruction. Adverse side effects: dizziness, hallucinations, we've all seen people come out of the dentist's office after they've come off nitrous, they're a little loopy. So nausea, vomiting, altered mental status. It's a CNS depressant. We are altering their mental status. We are making them loopy. We are making them high, if you will. We are the ones causing this, and it's kind of where we want them, just a little bit. We don't want them so far gone, which is why it's a self-administered in the way that it is. People that you, again, I guess we should go back to contraindications. Let's cannot follow instructions. Or follow or comprehend. Verbal instructions. This is how things get abused, right? So, or impaired by alcohol or other drugs. So intoxicated, impaired individuals, people that cannot comprehend or follow instructions, whether it be by their already altered mental status due to a head injury or any other kind of something like that, or somebody that's not going to listen to instructions on the proper self-administration, the safety rules associated with the nitrous oxide or what have you, or altered mental status for any reason other than the way we induce it.